Natural fermented natto is a sensory assault. Pulling a spoonful from the bowl reveals a dense matrix of sticky mucus stretching apart like a spiderweb, while emitting a sharp, pungent odor identical to ammonia. To bypass that visceral repulsion, consumers looking to protect their hearts turn to a modern workaround. They purchase expensive, sterile capsules packed with thousands of units of nattokinase, looking to secure the cardiovascular benefits without enduring the foul experience. But the biochemical extraction records reveal a cold reality. By choosing the odorless, convenient supplement, buyers are paying for a biologically crippled replica of the real thing. When an industry attempts to isolate a highly complex, living biological system and mass-produce it as a shelf-stable commodity, the required sterilization often destroys the exact mechanisms that make the ecosystem work. Two specific mechanical failures drive cardiovascular aging. Fibrin proteins tangle together in the bloodstream to form deadly clots, while rogue, unguided calcium deposits into the artery walls, turning flexible tissue into brittle stone. The repulsive slime-coating natural natto contains nattokinase. In the bloodstream, this enzyme functions as highly aggressive biochemical scissors, actively snipping through dense fibrin webs. By continuously dissolving these blockages, the enzyme clears the vascular pathway, neutralizing a primary trigger for sudden strokes and heart attacks. But that clearing action alone is incomplete. Fermented soybeans also contain the highest concentration of vitamin K2, specifically the MK7 variant, found in any natural food source. Taking standard calcium supplements without this specific vitamin is risky. Lacking a delivery mechanism, that isolated calcium often bypasses the bones and dumps straight into the vascular lining. Vitamin K2 acts as a strict cellular GPS. It actively targets those hazardous calcium deposits on the artery walls, extracting them from the tissue and routing them into the skeletal matrix. In its raw form, the bean provides a closed-loop dual-action defense system. The nattokinase destroys the clots, while the K2 prevents the calcification. Yet, if you check the label on a high-end nattokinase capsule produced on one of these assembly lines, you will find a deliberate omission dictated by the economic logic of the market. Manufacturers frequently advertise that their products are vitamin K2 free. They actively isolate and purge the vascular GPS system out of their final formulas. Vitamin K2 chemically interferes with pharmaceutical blood thinners like warfarin. To maintain compatibility with these lucrative prescriptions and avoid regulatory friction, the supplement industry intentionally removes the protection against calcification. The capsule also lacks a biological engine. Raw natto teems with living Bacillus subtilis bacteria. These organisms survive the stomach acid, embedding themselves in the gut, where they continue to manufacture and release fresh enzymes into the body. Industrial extraction relies on chemical stabilizers and high heat to deodorize and package the compound. This process kills the bacteria, ensuring the consumer swallows a finite, fragile dose of dead enzymes that are quickly neutralized by digestion. By prioritizing pharmaceutical compatibility of ingredients, the supplement industry offers a product that has been systematically stripped of its navigational vitamin and its living source. Bypassing the supplement industry requires utilizing the unpatentable raw food directly. Accessing the complete biochemical payload means eating the living bean, but the execution demands precision. Rule 1 is zero heat. Mixing natto into steaming hot rice or exposing it to temperatures above 50 degrees Celsius instantly denatures the proteins and shatters the enzymatic scissors. Rule 2 is mechanical activation. Vigorously stirring the beans 50 times or more maximizes oxygen exposure, increasing the biological surface area and creating a thick, highly active foam. Rule 3 is timing. Despite its historical reputation as a morning meal, the protocol requires it be consumed after dinner. Blood clots are statistically most likely to form in the early hours of the morning. Ingesting the bacteria at night guarantees that the biological scissors are patrolling the bloodstream at the exact moment the physiological risk peaks. Enduring a pungent bowl of beans is a $0 act of daily defiance. It is a choice to rely on a complete, living biological system in a market that prioritizes the sale of isolated, patented parts.